Hi everyone, Lisa Franklin here again. Welcome to the fourth video in my how-to series. Today I'm going to focus on how to book a tea time. This is where you will actually be able to go in and book your CWGI tea times for both our 9 and 18 hole games. I want to mention, in order for you to get the most out of this session, you will need to watch the other three previous how-to videos, as I will be picking up where I left off from the last video. Also, you will want to have your play calendars printed off or available to view for easy reference. So now let's get started. I'm going to log into our Chrono Golf member area through the CWGI.ca website first. So over here on the left, I'm clicking Member Login. The screen will refresh, and I'm now in the member area. I have my email and my password here, which has been auto-populated from my passwords that I've saved. I'm going to click Login. And that is going to take me to my dashboard. So from there, you can see I want to go into the membership area to do a booking. And I'm going to book on the tee sheet. I explained in an earlier video the difference between booking on a tee sheet and booking on the calendar. Booking on the tee sheet, just to review, allows you to see others that have booked for the same event. Whereas if you book on the calendar, you don't have the view of who else has booked for the same event. So we're going to go in, we always suggest that you go in and book on the tee sheet that way. So I click on that, the screen will refresh, and now I'm going to select my game. So for demonstration purposes, I want to play 9 holes at the Meadows on April 26th. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the calendar for April 26th through this drop down. I click on the 26th. And then the next thing I need to know is what course is the Meadows. Well, from our play calendar, and it is a 9 hole that I want to play, we know that Meadows is an east course. So by clicking on the drop down here, you have a choice of 4 courses to play. 2 are 18 holes, so you have 18 hole east and you have 18 hole west courses to play. You also have 9 hole east courses and 9 hole west courses. So Meadows is a 9 hole east course, so I'm going to click the 9 hole east and my tee sheet will populate. So the first thing I notice by hovering over the information is up in this top area is the details of the event. So my cursor is here, and you'll see that there's several things that I want to bring your attention to. The first is when the tee sheet closes. That's the most important thing you need to know, because once the tee sheet closes, that means that you cannot book the event online anymore. If you need to book it, you will have to contact the coordinator and to book it, and she will have to enter you in the system that way. We have the coordinator, in this case, is Annika Sorenstam. Annika's email information, her phone number, the pro shop information, and the pricing. One thing I want to mention here is that the pricing will always say pay at course or pay online. In the case of 9 hole events, all our events are pay at course. And in this case, the price is $25 plus $12 if you decide to write a cart, half cart. Taxes are extra. So we'd like to give you that information so you know what you're going to be paying at each course when you show up. So after I've reviewed this information, now I'm ready to actually go ahead and book my tee time. So I move my mouse and I have a choice of several tee times ranging from 9 a.m. to 9:54 for that day to book. And I see also by looking at the tee sheet that there are 3 people that have already booked. There is a member booked here with no name. Linda Hall is booked, and also Donna Robinson. Now, the reason the member doesn't have their name exposed is because they've decided that they don't want to have their name on the tee sheets when they book. And that I had explained in an earlier video. When they go into settings, they can actually hide their name from the tee sheet. I don't suggest you do that because everyone likes to know who's playing that day, and I think it's nice to know who's on the roster. So in any event, I'm now ready to book my game. And just for demonstration purposes, I decided that I'm going to pick a time, say 9:09. I don't see anybody booked here. I could actually book 4 of us if I wanted to, but today I'm just going to book 2 of us, and I'm going to book myself and my good golf buddy, Kathy Gilchrist. So I'm looking at 9:09, and there's a plus sign here. So by clicking on that, that will take you to complete more information for your booking. So the screen will repopulate, and I just need to review the information here. It's my name, the date, 9 holes east, 1 player, which I know I'm going to change that to 2, so I'm going to edit that before finalizing my booking, and the 9:09 tee time. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change this from 1 player to 2 players, and I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And again, now it's just going to want me to choose a tee time. Well, I know I'm going to pick 9:09, so it is here. I see it. So I'm going to choose 9:09, and I'm going to click continue again, and it's going to process my booking. Now, when you get to this screen, first thing you'll see up top is this yellow band, and it tells me I have 4 minutes and 49 seconds left to confirm my reservation. Don't let that stress you out or make you rush. That's lots of time to finalize your booking. Your booking is almost finalized, but we have that in there. It's an auto timer, so that if you take longer to book, then it will log you out, and technically you'll have to go in and rebook. However, I have found that I have exceeded the 5 minutes and it has not kicked me out. So just a thought to note. So don't rush through it. Take your time and make sure all the details are correct. So in this case, I'm reviewing and confirming that there's myself, and I have room for my golf partner here, which I'm going to put her name in here in a minute. And by doing that, I'm going to select existing. I click on that, and I'm going to start to type in Kathy's name. It should, as soon as I start putting it in, it should pop up. And there she is, Kathy Gilchrist. And I'm going to click on her name, and I'm going to add Kathy to the reservation for sure. So here I go. And Kathy has now been added to the reservation along with myself. Now, the next piece of information is carts. Do we want a cart? Yes, we'll take a cart that day. We might be something that we want to do for a change. So I click the plus sign, and it now registers as 1 cart. Then the last piece of information before I go ahead and confirm my reservation is I can leave a note for the coordinator. So even though it says leave a note for the pro shop, you're actually leaving a note for the coordinator. So in this case, I'm just going to leave a note and say, we will plan to join the ladies for lunch after golf. And I put that note in there. And now I'm going to agree that that's the booking that I want to process. And I will click confirm reservation. And the screen should refresh. And I should have a booking confirmation number, which I do right here. And I can see that there's 2 of us. We're booked for 9:09 on Friday, April 26th at the Meadows. Now, I'll go back to my bookings just to double check to make sure it's in there. So, and indeed it is. It's in there as an upcoming booking. So here it is here, 9:09, the Meadows for 2 of us. Now, if that's all I wanted to do, then that would be the end of my booking and I could log out, or I could do another booking for another date if I wanted to. So it's very flexible. You don't have to log out and log back in. But in this case, we're going to use the example that Kathy's not able to play with me now. So I want to modify my reservation. So if that's the case, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to view or modify, and I'm going to remove her from my reservation. So I'm going to click here, and that will bring up the reservation that I had just made. Now, Kathy could also do this her own self by logging into her own Chronogolf account, but since I made the reservation, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to take Kathy off the reservation. So I want to edit the reservation. So I'm going to click on the green tab here, which will open up the information for me to review. And I'm going to go down from 2 players to 1 player. So I'm going to next click the edit. And I'm going to click on one because it's going to take the one person off the reservation. Now it will take Kathy off the reservation. It won't take me off because I am the person making the reservation. So it will always cancel the additional person. It won't cancel the person who has booked the reservation. And now I'm going to click continue and continue again. Sometimes you have to double click these things because it takes you through a couple of steps, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. And again, I have 4 minutes and 52 seconds to confirm this reservation, the adjustments I've made. So yes, I'm down to one person now. Kathy is no longer on the reservation. And I still have one cart booked. But since it's just me playing, I'm going to go down and not book a cart. So in this case, I'm going to click on the minus sign, and that will update the reservation and return it to 0 carts. I'll be walking that day. I'm still going to join the ladies for lunch, and everything else looks good. So now I'm going to go ahead and confirm that reservation by clicking in the box, and on the green bar, click confirm reservation, and my reservation should now be updated. Again, I have a booking number, and I'm just going to go back into my bookings. It looks correct here. It's just my name for myself, but I'll just double check. I'll go into my upcoming bookings, and there I am again, 909 Meadows. So it's there. Now, while I'm on this screen, I wanted to show you a couple of things. So the other thing, I've just taken you through how to make a booking, how to modify a booking, which we just did. Now, I have another booking here, Amberwood, for example, on Friday the 19th. Well, today is actually Monday the 15th, and that's 4 days away. So if something happened at the last minute and I wanted to cancel this reservation, I can't cancel it the way I canceled or adjusted the one that I had just showed you for Meadows, because I'm within the non-cancelable period. I'm within 4 days. So the T-sheet's been finalized. It's gone off to the course. And the only way I can change this reservation is I have to get a hold of the coordinator. So it won't let me do a cancellation online. And that's why you see the non-cancelable there. So it's not letting me do that. Doesn't mean you can't cancel it, but the way you do it is you have to do it through emailing the coordinator. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. The other game I have booked here is Gatineau, and that is booked so far out in advance that I still have time. If I wanted to modify it, I could do so. Okay. So that gives you an explanation and a bit of a feel for how to go ahead and book a game. And it'll take a little bit of time to get used to, but it's fairly intuitive. A little bit of clicking, but I think you'll find that that once you've done it once or twice, it will become second nature. So now I just would like to spend a minute and just review that process with you that we have gone through. I put up on the screen a simple diagram of the steps that we've taken. And just to review, again, step 1 was to log in through Chronogolf membership through CWGI.ca. Then we went to book on the T-sheet. And the third step was we chose a tee time while we were in the tee sheet. We also knew if the course was east or west, so that was determined. The fourth step is if I wanted to add members or carts, so I was able to do that on my reservation. And then when all that was ready to go, I finalized the booking. And I could add comments for the coordinators and also to select the checkbox to confirm that the reservation is ready to go. So 5 simple steps to register for a golf event. I hope this is helpful. And this, what we call a placemat or summary sheet, is also available on the CWGI.ca website. So hopefully it'll be handy for you and give you an idea of the step-by-step process. I'd like to wrap up this session just to review a couple of things with you that will assist you in doing your online bookings. So 4 points that I thought might be good to know is first, take your time. Don't rush through it. Depending on the speed of your internet, the age of your computer, you may find that there's some lags in between the steps that you take when you do your bookings. And if you click too fast, that may throw the system off, and you may get an error message. So take your time. Don't get dissuaded or discouraged by having any of these error messages come up. Just rethink your steps, start over, and it will sort itself out. The second thing I want to mention is that even if the system times you out, don't worry, it will often let you complete the process. I've tried to register for events when I've been testing, and I've had it go past 5 minutes, but I've still been able to complete the reservation. So I know that it will allow you to do that under certain circumstances. So again, you've got lots of time to do it, but it does give you a countdown just so that it wants to prompt you along. Third thing that I'd like to mention is make sure that maybe you want to clear your browsing history or your cookies on your computer, because sometimes, again, if you're clicking back and forth, the computer can get a little bogged down in everything that's going on in the back end. So if you're finding that you're having problems with either speed or it's just not connecting properly, do a clean your cache, clean your browser information, and you'll find that, and if you have to, even reboot your system, shut it down and reboot altogether. So hopefully you won't have any problems, but if you do, that's always something that you can do to help. And the last thing I want to mention is that if you rely on your smartphone and you like to do a lot of things on your phone, you can actually download the Chronogolf app and put it on your phone and make your tee time bookings. Just remember that the app doesn't have the same functionality as a full website, but it will allow you to go in and make your bookings, no problem at all. And lastly, it takes me to the section that I sort of call my Q&A. So there's a few questions that I've tried to consider that you might be interested in asking me as a follow-up. So the first question I thought of is, which is pretty obvious, is when do the tee sheets open for booking? Well, the answer is for 9 holes, it opens the day following the event. So in this case, it would be 6 days. The coordinators have to get home, have time to get organized. And so what we say that it would be open by 9 a.m. the following day. So for the start of May, the tee sheets will open in the last week of April for the 9-hole events. This year, the system is new to all of us. So if you could just be patient with us while we're also learning the system, give the coordinators time to do what they need to do. And you'll find that things will flow much smoother as we move through this season. For the 18 holes, the tee sheets for the entire month open by 9 a.m. the first day of the previous month. So for June, the tee sheets will open on May 1st. This year is the exception, again, as the tee sheets for May will open on Friday, the 20th of April at 9 a.m. We'll be sending out an e-blast to all on Thursday to inform the members of this so that they can go in and start registering. We're only releasing 1 month at a time, so we're not releasing the whole season. We're just doing 1 month because we find that that's easier for people to manage, especially as we're just getting used to our new booking system. Third question, what do I do if the event is fully booked? Well, the answer would be to contact the coordinator, email them, and ask to be put on a wait list. We have cancellations sometimes, so they could sub you in, and you could be put onto a wait list in order to be considered for play that week. Third question, how do I cancel once the tee sheet is closed? Well, you'll need to notify the coordinator. You'll notice that most 9-hole events close a few days before the game, and you will also notice that most 18-hole events close around 9 or 10 days before the event. This is because these courses need to have the final numbers at least 7 days in advance of the closing. And it gives the coordinators time to review, adjust the tee sheet, and then send it to the course in time for the course then to open it to their membership if we have to turn back tee times. Fourth question and last question. What if I need a specific tee time and someone else has taken that time? Answer: you likely should not expect to play that day then. Everyone needs to understand that our games are based on being available for a range of tee times, and if you aren't flexible to make a tee time between, say, 9 and 9:40, then you should not put yourself on the tee sheet. Also, please do not assume that you will always get the same tee time every week or every time you play. We need to share to be fair, and I hope everyone can understand and be respectful of this policy. So in conclusion, I realize I've taken you through a lot, but I hope this video helps walk you through the process. Once you've done it a couple of times, you'll feel much more comfortable with everything. Also note that we have a full document on the website as a written guide to assist you as well. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a wonderful season of golf ahead.